The Do This podcast is part of the Win, Make, Give podcast network. On this episode of the Do This podcast presented by Brivity, Bob Stewart and Chad Highms are joined by Monica Hayes, a real estate expert with a focus on senior clients, seamlessly blending her background in hospice care with her niche in senior real estate. Monica discusses her team's strategies and shares insights on structuring mentorship within her team, leveraging technology for lead generation, and the importance of nurturing leadership and succession planning. We hope you enjoy this episode of the Do This podcast, presented by Brivity.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, Chad Highms. Ooh, we have a special guest. Monica, how you doing?
I'm great today. Thanks, Bob.
Oh, she took off.
I was going to say, did she take the glove off?
Okay, so extra thanks to Monica. Monica is right now, has finished the front nine in a charity golf tournament that she's participating in. I love the garb, but so we got to get her in and out because her group left. They've started hole number 10, and Monica's going to catch up to them when she's done with us. Thank you so much for doing this today in the middle of your charity golf game.
No problem. They'll probably increase their score in these few holes.
Are they going to give you par for the holes you miss?
It's a best shot. So I told them just to take turns hitting for me.
Yeah, like a scramble. So they get, okay. Monica, do us a favor as we always do. I've got a bio around here somewhere for you. There's a really good one on your website, but can you introduce yourself to everybody so that we know kind of who you are and what you do?
Sure. I am in Iowa City, Iowa. It's a place where we grow corn, not potatoes, right in the center of the Midwest, and have been selling real estate in this area since 2012. Started to build my team really by adding buyer's agents in 19. Prior to that, I spent 15 years in hospice care as a social worker and grief counselor. So I think we're going to talk a little bit about that transition. And how it's affected my business today, but have a great husband who has helped me throughout the process somewhat, have some kiddos who are grown now, became a grandma, love to golf, love being with the people in our community, supporting nonprofits. Today, the golf outing is for the hospice home, which I came off of the board as president last year. So, just really enjoy building the team, and I'm really starting to focus more on my senior clients again and offload a few of the responsibilities of the team to other people so I can be focusing on what I love.
Before Bob gets into something and says Monica, on behalf of everybody, thank you. I can't imagine. I don't have the empathy, the strength to actually be in hospice care, yet it means so much to those of us who have needed it for a parent or somebody in that situation going through life. So no matter what, you just moved up one level in my world. Thank you for being that person to give back to so many that way.
Thank you, Chad.
Hey, I'm glad Chad did that. Chad
Bob would be crying if he said it.
I get a little emotional on these things. There was I don't know if you guys, Monica, I'm sure you saw this because the internet knows that that's your world. Did you see the Michael Jordan thing where one of his high school teachers is in hospice, and like one of her last wishes was to reconnect with him again, and she had not connected with him since he was in high school. And the hospice care, the lady that was like tracked Michael Jordan down. Did you see this, Monica?
I didn't. I haven't seen the story. I'm going to have to check it out.
Yeah, you will see the story now that I said it, and your phone's nearby. It will figure out a way to serve it up to you. But yeah, agreed with Chad. Like, just incredible humans that choose that as a life path. Thank you. Let's do that. I was going to do it the other way. We got a couple things that I wanted to talk, but let's get into the senior real estate thing. I lived down in Arizona, Monica, for a while. Right across the street from me was a 91 and a 90-year-old gentleman and his wife. They were from Iowa City, Iowa. And,
wow.
They probably had, needed the service that your team offers. Talk for a little bit about like, what do you guys do in that senior niche or that category that's maybe different than just the normal real estate agent who would show up to help them, sell their house, maybe if they were downsizing or whatnot?
Yeah. Well, it was really natural for me to sort of have this niche. And my husband will always say, most women like to hold babies. You love to go to the nursing home and hold hands. And it's so true. So when I made the change from real estate or from hospice care into real estate, I was very naive, first of all. And so I was like, what do I do now? And my last years of hospice, I had been going to assisted livings and nursing homes and educating them on hospice and encouraging them to get people involved in hospice early. So I just continued to do the same thing. That was where I had the relationships. And I went out and then started educating on the market and what it's like to downsize and ask those people now, instead of hospice referrals, if you have somebody moving in, could you connect me with them? And for me, it's just been really natural to have patients, to sign documents in person, to have them understand that this move isn't the next bigger and better house like you get with first time homebuyers who are super excited or moving up to that next house. My grief counseling has come into play with a lot of it in just holding hands as they lose their stuff that they've held on to for 35 years and going to a place where they feel like they're leaving their memories behind because they're leaving the house, and helping them to realize that the memories are still there. We're just now focusing energy on things that are enjoyable instead of worrying about taking care of the house or getting upstairs when that's the only place that there's a toilet or their bedroom. So it's understanding the mentality, I guess, behind that grief process that they're going through, and that it truly is a different type of client that needs some extra hand holding.
Okay. Man, there's a lot here to unpack. I think there's the psychological side, which I think, I don't know that just anybody could step into this, right? And do it well and really serve that client and the needs they have beyond the simple transaction of real estate, right? So there's the psychological side, but on the tactical side, are you guys doing other things? Are you helping them manage the move? Are you getting movers for them? Are you helping them get rid of 40 or 50 years worth of stuff that I have in my house? What about on the tactical side of helping them?
Yeah. So when I first started, I teamed up with somebody who owned a caring transitions business. That was exactly what they did. We worked very close together as a team. There were people who would hand them the key. They would get everything cleaned out. She'd transfer the key to me and I would send them the check in the end. And they really would have as very little to do with it as possible if they wanted. Over time, she sold that business, which I looked at buying and decided it wasn't the right thing for me. But then I struggled after that to find somebody that would treat people the way I would. And if I was going to be making that referral and working very close with somebody, I wanted them to be treated that way. And so I wanted to start the downsizing business for probably 3 years now, but I couldn't really, I knew how to run the business, I knew how to market the business, but I didn't have time to find the people to actually be doing the business. And then I got connected with this gal who was doing the business, but didn't want to be doing it for a company she was working for. And so her and I have come together along with another gal I know that does great marketing in that senior community. And we have formed Impact Move Management. So now we are providing that downsizing business as well with dealing with their stuff. And my idea is to really have white glove. And so I've started some new entities that we're working into so that we're handling the downsizing business, but then also giving seniors the option of how they want to sell their house. A lot of times they have struggled with maintenance of the house and they just have a lot of stuff and they really want to have a quick turnover and not go through the process of getting through all of it to get it market ready. So now we're focusing on an array of services from cash offer, where we can move somebody out quick like that and not have them worry about the maintenance. And then we've got investors that we're using that we can have them be the person making the cash offer, or myself will be able to do it, and having opportunity for investment properties or flip opportunities. I've got some people on my team that are interested in that, to being able to, maybe somebody has the finances to do the flip and they want to see the improved proceeds that come after their house has been flipped, but they don't want to manage the process. So we're doing some project management for them for a fee for that. So different entity doing it, but really we can guide them and provide as much service from that cash offer to a total remodel and sell for the higher end, just depending on what their goals, timeline, financial situation is. So it's really a full scope of service.
I got a question here. We got Brivity, right? I mean,
Yep.
We're not here just to sell Brivity and talk only about Brivity. Yet Brivity is a lead generation, client retention system magician, right?
Yeah.
Older people are very different when it comes to that. How are you using the tools to work with lead generating? Because it's a completely different mindset on how you're going to lead generate someone who's, if I'm working through the assisted living homes and things like that. How are you guys going about lead generating on a regular basis? Because we talk about that everywhere and always.
Mm-hmm. So we're trying to hit it on all ends. So we're using Remind to pull the data of the people that we know maybe have owned their house at least 20 years, be able to get their phone numbers. We can't text always, but people love to talk on the phone. So then my agents are making the calls through Brivity to be able to have these conversations with people about where they are, and training them also to understand that this isn't going to probably be a quick turnaround. This is somebody that we're going to have to nurture for a while, because they think and they're overwhelmed by moving for the first time in 35 years and all this stuff. So then being able to use drip campaigns and that sort of thing in order to continue to nurture, have the follow-ups with the tasks in place, and be able to tag them so that we know. We've actually brought in move management, our move manager and our staging person to be able to know the communication, so that all of the team is working together within Brivity and that same communication system too.
You have the people running that division are inside Brivity. They can see the notes. They know that this is a person that's, okay, wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question.
It's been a little tricky because some of our impact people were our landlords in there, because we weren't really using that section. So we just all know. So there's some things that we could be doing to probably make it better with the team, the Brivity team, but we're getting by with it.
You're using it your way. You're making it work for you, which is what the tool does, right? You don't have to go in a box to use Brivity successfully. You can play with it and do your own thing. Let me ask you, Monica, how big was the team? How many agents?
We've got 8 agents on the team.
So I just want to ask this. I know myself. Empathy is not one of my EQ is not way off the charts. I'm completely honest and open about that. I don't know that I could be calling your clientele in this situation. So do you have people on your team that just aren't part of the senior world and they're doing the other stuff? Or would you just have, guidelines and say, Chad, you're not a fit for our team, and therefore be able to move in a different direction, and you're just that clear on who is and who isn't a member of your team?
No. So I sort of have my own little team within our team. And so they have to fit that personality. And there's certain things like they can do a little bit of the cold calling, or at least using it once we have the house to attract their investors or whoever on that end. But I am focusing on and doing, this is what I love. For the last 3 years, I've probably been struggling a little bit with scaling the team because it isn't the part of it that I love. I love having the bigger team and us being able to provide a variety of services to people. And I guess this is where the leadership part steps in, that in December, I was kind of struggling like, I don't love this anymore. Like, I'm trying to figure out, how do I continue to do what I've started to do? And it was really that I had gotten pulled away from the people I loved working with because I was busy doing other stuff with the team that wasn't really my strong suit. And so being able to bring in one of my lead agents to help with coaching and some sales management and education, and then another strong agent who really was heavy on the commercial side because she loved the numbers and processes and was really more about building a business than doing a lot of real estate. And I felt like she was getting to the point where it was like, do I really want to continue to do this? Or if I do, it needs to be more of a business model and not necessarily selling real estate. And so I've been partnering with them, working with Place to figure out how this is all going to work. And we've come up with a really good solution. And it's really even led to a succession plan for me. It's out there 7 to 10 years or so, but we really are working like this is how it's going to look as one of those lead agents comes in and starts to be co-operator with me after 3 years, and really have given them the ability to do what they want with it. Like,
wow, so
I'm going from this is my team to this is our team.
That's amazing. So you're starting to model out like this succession plan, which now gives that, I don't know, that one agent who kind of likes commercial, but they're like, I don't really like the day in and day out of selling real estate. They have a reason now to stay in the world because there's something they can grow into and a business that they can like become a part of. The one agent who is like stepping up into kind of leading the sales side and helping people with scripts and those kind of things. What did that first conversation sound like with them? Was it like, hey, I'm burned out and I need help? Was it, hey, I see you as somebody that's an awesome mentor on this team? Like, what was that conversation where you first kind of introduced that agent on your team to the idea of there's potentially a bigger purpose here for you on this team than just, helping people buy and sell houses?
Yep. It actually went back to last spring where we, with Place, we were trying to grow our team and bringing more agents on. And I was feeling just whipped trying to train all these new agents myself. And so I'm like, we've got to start a mentor program. Also, we brought 3 of my top agents in as mentors. So shifted some of that responsibility onto them with the training and, spending a lot of time with them. And then as December came, I saw that he was really enjoying and doing a great job with it. He also comes as a football coach in the past, so I knew he liked the coaching side of it. And he's also getting to a point where he's starting to think about succession or what business looks like in 5 years or so. We both just had our first grandbabies. And so I knew it would be intriguing to him to have some income coming in from the coaching side of things with our team, as he maybe could be doing a little bit less business into the future. So that's what we've built out in the model.
Monica,
too.
what does that look like? So it's like, he, I don't know what his name is, but we'll use he. He is a mentor. A new agent joins our team. We set him up to be that new agent's mentor. How does he make income out of it? They're not paying, like they're paying a little percentage off of their deal for the first 5 or 10 deals or something like that. Like, for somebody who might be thinking about, oh man, I can see this. Maybe I got a person on my team that could do this. What does it like kind of look like structurally, as far as like, how does he get paid for the time that he's investing into the people he's mentoring?
Yep. So our brand new agents, we bring in at a 35-65 split. And the
35%
to the agent,
right?
Okay.
50% to the team, and then that extra 15%. Originally, was going 10% to the mentor, 5% to the team, because I was spending a lot of extra time with them. And it's for the first 5 listings, 5 buyers or sales side. Brooke is his name, isn't the only mentor. So the mentor's always getting 10% now.
Okay.
And then Brooke now is getting the extra 5% because
he's mentoring the mentors.
Yep. And yes, and handling the still like group one-on-one and education for them.
And this happens for the first 5 listings and 5 buyers. And then once they've passed that point, now they are getting a 50% split instead of a 35% split because they're not using that mentor anymore. They've kind of they're able to go out and fly on their own. What if could they keep him if they like him? Or
I suppose, yeah. Okay. If they were good with that.
I mean, they're still on the team and he's still there. So he's still there for them. He's just not as focused because they don't need him for the basics.
That makes sense.
Correct.
He's still the sales manager for the team, basically.
Yeah. And then we have an override of profit going to him based on KPIs, and part of that is to reduce our Zillow leads, the number of transactions we're doing with Zillow. Part of it is, growth. And so it also encourages him to have growth within the team as well, because he'll get that override.
Man, I've been doing this for 26 years and Chad, we've worked with so many teams, and there is this natural, I think for years, Monica, we just accepted as team owners, maybe this has happened to you, where it's like, I got this agent, they're doing pretty awesome. I don't really have anything for them to grow into on most teams. And they look around one day and they go, I think I've outgrown this place. Like, I'm doing just as much business as Monica. And there's no like path for them to feel like they've got ownership in the thing that you're building. And you've figured out a way to enlist your top people in helping you build it while giving them ownership, even in the profits of the business. So good.
Good work.
Yeah, it is good. And then on the Akimi is the operation side of thing. And she's like, we just hired a new transaction listing manager and just kind of building up our foundation, because there had been some concerns that as we grew, and sort of my lack of leadership and lack of training more than anything, the people we had put in the position to do transaction management just weren't getting trained well, and they weren't maybe the right person on the bus for that. So we've hired somebody new, moved our gal who was trying to do everything strictly to operations, and it's allowing Akimi to really work on training her, getting our action plans in place, and really having that strong foundation. And she will have override as well. And then eventually it gets to the point where she shares profit with me over a few years. So we're building it in so it's financially good for her. And in the model, we're kind of working both Akimi, Brooke, and myself to much lower production in time.
To walk yourselves out of the business, essentially, so that as that succession plan takes place, we're not needing to fill a hole of Monica's 50 deals a year or whatever. I've been looking at you do a lot of you personally sell a bunch of real estate.
I do. Yeah. But I also like knowing this, going back into my senior world meant that I had a goal to really almost double the number of deals that I want to do this year, but I really leveraged myself that it doesn't feel like double.
Yeah, so, you're going to do twice as much business, but you're going to spend your time doing the things, holding the hands of the people, being the therapist, because it's a really tough thing for them. You're not back there pushing twice as much paper or dealing with the open houses or the buyers that come off of these listings. Like, that's all being offloaded to the team, allowing you to focus on what you love.
Yeah. So I can just be the one with the senior, and then my team is taking care of all of the back end stuff.
So good. So good. because this is like stuck in my head ever since you said that you guys were using Remind. Have you guys tried like Inked yet as a prospecting method towards some of that Remind kind of data sets?
Yeah, we have not tried it yet. Okay. It's on our radar. We set our quarter goals this year and have or for this quarter, and it's a task of our operations manager to figure out how to use it.
Just let them know that you inside of Remind, you can pull a set of like, let's say you said it earlier, like we're looking for everybody that's lived in their house longer than 20 years. They've got more than 70% of the value is in equity. They've got whatever it is with a high sell score, right? And then from inside of Remind, you can initiate an inked send. So it's not even like we got to download the list out of there. Like we can initiate an inked send. For you guys that are listening that maybe don't know what it is, that's Brivity owns a bunch of robot arms that will write handwritten notes for you. Ink.com, you can check it out. But it's really, really impactful with the older population because they go out every day to get their mail, and they're sometimes surprised that somebody sat down and penned something to them.
Yeah. So, one thing we're doing as well is we're going to be rebranding, because actually from the beginning of starting the team, I did not love having Monica Hayes Team as the name of the team, but everybody that I talked to was like, it's the brand, you got to stick with it. So as of July 1st, we're doing a name change to Impact Real Estate Group, which will be combined with Impact Smooth Management, Impact Builders, which will do the flip and downsize and project management. I've got Impact Investments, and then this is cool too. Impact or Collective and Impact Company is going to be a retail store where we are taking items that we purchase that are mostly furniture, refurbishing it into something super cool, and we're going to be selling it in a retail store from our downsizing business.
Wow, you guys have all sorts of fun stuff. And I would assume that you've got somebody that you found that's passionate about that thing that's going to manage and run that business. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
I love it. I love it. That's so good. I'll tell you what, this feels like a natural end. I know it's a couple minutes early, but I also feel horrible that we took you away from your golf game. And so I get back out on the golf course, go change some lives, like really awesome business you've built. It's super cool to find businesses built on the back of things people are passionate about. And I don't know how you can't, like, you're winning, right? Like if you get to show up every day and do things that you love doing while helping people and somebody's willing to pay you for that, high five, Monica. That's amazing.
It's great. Hopefully sound was okay. I know there's a lot going on here. I tried to find a private spot by the bathroom. So
it was fantastic. Thank you so much. You have an
May your drives be straight. Yeah. Avoid the water.
And long.
Yeah, straight and long. All right, Monica, thank you. You get out of here. Everybody, we'll see you guys next week. Chad and I will be back with something else to suggest you do. Building a niche business in real estate. I don't know there's a better way to build a business than doing it in a niche. And if you can find one you're passionate about, awesome stuff, Monica. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody. Chad Highms, I'll see you next week.
Bye, Bob.
All right.